and Rex, and, you know.
Ahsoka never needs to be kept in line.
Always.
Oh, you're stuck with me, Sky Guy. Alright. Well,
he's stuck with her.
Oh, this is usually what it's like in the studio. That or you with your iPad and your
honestly, this is D. Bradley Baker, who does all the clones, and he does Rex. In between, he's on his iPad, and then he gets up and does some like extraordinary voice, and then goes back to his iPad. And it's like, how do you do that?
I know. It's all up here. But you know, Matt, I get to ask you questions all the time, and I thought I'd give our audience a chance to ask you questions today. So, James, you still have a microphone, right?
I just happen to have a microphone. It's so handy.
You just happen to.
I have two microphones.
With you.
Yes. Do we have some? Oh, you have a question.
Do you guys have a question for Matt?
You have a lovely shirt on. Come around here. Let's show everybody this lovely shirt you have on.
Ooh.
It's one of my good friends, Mr. Mark Hamill. You may know him as Luke Skywalker, but that's a Her Universe shirt, Ashley.
Universe.
See, I'm doing all this free publicity for Ashley. So what is your name, my dear?
Nancy.
Nancy. And do you have a question for Mr. Matt Lantern?
Yes, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you know if Dave gives you any advice about how to make Anakin darker as the series goes on?
How to make him darker? Yeah, that's a good question. If you didn't hear, she said, "Does Dave, our supervising director, give me any notes about how to make Anakin darker?" Because obviously he's got to go towards the place of Revenge of the Sith. That's a conscious effort that we're kind of continuing with Anakin and how far he goes in each episode. And you know, I think now more than a year or two ago, we're getting into Anakin's dark side a little bit. We had an arc called a Mortis arc. I don't know if any of you guys saw that. Yeah. It was really, really cool. And Anakin got to really kind of go there. I got to kind of explore that side of Anakin too. So it's great. It's great for me because I get to play kind of the swashbuckling hero, especially season 1. And now we're kind of tapping into some darker stuff. And I think you're going to see more and more of that as we continue.
I have to say, your acting in those episodes was fantastic. And no, I'm serious.
Stop. Seriously, stop.
I don't know. I think both of you were actually pretty good in those.
Actually, and James, you as well.
I was not looking for cheap applause, but no.
Well, I have to say, Sam Witwer, who played the voice of the son, you guys were actually, as he's fantastic as well, you guys were actually standing next to each other, and to watch the two of you do those scenes, it was very serious in the studio that day. Usually we're all joking around, but...
Yeah, you know, it was, the material that we're doing really kind of does set a tone sometimes in the studio. And like you said, Sam Witwer, who's amazing, who played the son, he was great to play off of. You know, it's pretty amazing how much kind of emotion you can actually feel just doing voice work sometimes. So.
Yeah, it really is acting, right? It's not just voices. So go ahead.
We have another one. What's your name, sir?
My name is Matt Coonan.
Hey, Matt.
Question for Matt. Matt, what was your favorite episode from the entire 1 through 3 series?
Oh, Matt.
Thank you.
That's a tough question. Man, I've had so many favorite episodes, but just because we're talking about it, I would have to say the whole Mortis arc, because it was just amazing for me to get to play that as a voice actor, and I think Anakin really went through some really cool stuff, and he kind of, you know, that was revealed. That's where he kind of understands that he's the chosen one, you know, however you kind of want to interpret what exactly that means. That's where he finds out, and that's where everyone knows, like, cat's out of the bag there, and he's got this responsibility on his shoulders. It was a game changer, I think, so.
All right. I've got one here. Hello, sir.
Matt, my name is David. Back here. I can't believe you can miss me.
The little fellow in the back.
The little guy in the back row, yes. Do you find it difficult to convert from being a voiceover actor to your other series that you partake in?
Yeah, I you know, like you kind of said, acting, I mean, at its core, voice acting is still acting, so, you know, you're still trying to kind of tap into that and go there. But, I mean, there's some obviously big differences. Voice acting, you get to stand in the booth and wear pajamas if you want, and not brush your teeth.
Yeah, man, you should.
But anyway, it's
that.
no, it's great though. But you know, there's kind of like drawbacks to it because in the booth, there's no props. You don't have scenes. You don't have wardrobe to put yourself in there. But at the same time, you're kind of creatively free. You don't have to worry about lights and stuff and marks.
I say it's like a boot camp for your imagination.
It really is,
have
especially Star Wars, because it's so crazy and wacky worlds of Star Wars and all these different planets and creatures and plants and
It's not like you can just take a trip to Tatooine unless you go to the Star Tours new 3D adventure. Have you checked it out?
As a matter of fact,
it's pretty cool.
Well, James, we have time for one more question in this session of Lantern Banter.
Lantern Banter is brought to you by Wookie Cookies. Okay, and your name?
I'm Cheryl, and I had the pleasure of meeting Matt at Celebration last year. And I believe that was right before Vampire Suck came out, which I didn't realize. That was very funny. And I was just wondering if you were what other projects you had coming up other than Star Wars, because I know you've been in a lot of those types of spoof movies.
No, the spoof movie thing, I think I should give it a rest because I've done two. Although I love them, I enjoy doing them, and that's why I did it, because they're so much fun. We just go and goof off, and I'm honestly surprised they can turn it into a movie. I just wrapped on a little independent film that I did in LA. I'm probably going back to, I do a show 90210, so I'm probably going back to that in July. So other than that, just staying busy. I've got a couple other voice things I'm into. I can't really say much about right now, but yeah.
All right, will you make it back from sea? We'll find out in season 4 of 90210.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
My character sailed away on a boat, so we'll see if I come back. I'm coming back.
Spoiler alert. All right. Well,
Don't let that leave the room.
You will not tell anyone. Okay. Well, this is Behind the Force, and we're here to give you guys a behind-the-scenes look at the making of our show. And James, would you like to join us back on stage?
Oh, James, you're not shying away from the spotlight, are you?
James is never
I don't
shy.
like being out there,
Well, we have a makeshift studio over here, and I thought we'd give our audience a behind-the-scenes look at a record session.
After you vote.
Sounds good.
That's where
Let
we
the pretty
spend
people
most
go
of our
first.
That's
time.
nice. I like that.
Yeah, he's having to listen to. Yeah. He's
Not
all
as handsome as him, but
I don't know. I prefer the voice actor to
Let me take the shorter mic then. Such is life. I play much taller as a voice actor. Very tall.
We give you an apple box, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Oh, there's somebody like, aw. But this is what happens in the studio.
No, it doesn't actually. That's what happens. We throw it back at her.
It's usually those guys giving it back to me, but...
come on. Why are you throwing us under the bus?
Yeah.
It's not. It's Ashley over there.
Okay, yes.
I'm usually the only girl in the studio.
Wait, can we tell them actually one recording that we have in our sound bank that we constantly do? It's Ashley's laugh.
Yeah, Vic, we need that one.
Can you kind of repeat that?
I have a hard time faking it, but it's like...
What if I was like... It's like that.
That's kind of
She does this, and our sound engineer replays it all the time, and we all crack up at it.
Yes,
It was
yes.
like season 1, 4 years ago she did it. But
Yeah, they like to
we
keep
get a
it
lot of
on
laughs.
speed dial or whatever. But
So now you two are going to do a scene with just the two of you, yes? Now I will watch, I'll play Dave Filoni and pretend I'm
Yes, you
actually
be the
listening and
director.
just do something behind the glass. Get me a pizza later. Okay.
Yes,
So,
well, we come into the studio, right, and we get the script sometimes 24 hours in advance, but maybe as we walk in the door.
Yeah.
And it takes one day to record an episode, about 4 to 6 hours, and we record our lines before they do the animation. So, when do you usually get to watch the episodes? Usually.
I watch them when you guys watch them. Because we have a few perks and privileges, but
Yeah, we usually don't get a sneak peek of the episode. So
that's
Friday
weird. I
night.
get to see all of them beforehand. What? That's strange. I get them delivered to me and no, I'm kidding. It's weird.
It's usually bottom of it.
I can see an episode, but
Where are we?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Okay. Anyways, so sometimes every now and then we'll come in and they'll decide to rewrite a line once the animation is already done. So we have to come into the studio and we have to redo our lines to the picture. And it's not always the easiest thing to do. It is a skill that you have to learn. But let's watch this scene because we're going to watch the scene between Anakin and Ahsoka, and then we're going to try to dub our lines in after that. So let's go ahead and watch it.
this assignment wasn't too boring for you.
It had its moments.
Oh, like the one where you convinced untrained children to help you overthrow a corrupt government?
That was a highlight.
Sounds pretty risky. You're lucky you didn't get hurt.
Nothing you wouldn't have done. Excuse me up here. Alright. Sorry. I just can't see the
Let me
screen.
get that for you.
Jeez.
It's so rude.
Okay. It's full audience.
What did you have for breakfast?
Yeah,
Okay. Alright.
Hey, are we doing the beeps today? Because
You want me to
typically
put the
we're...
beeps in? Yeah. What happens with what we call automatic dialogue replacement with this is you'll have in your headphones beeps. So what you have to do when you're doing a scene like this normally is you keep one eye on your script, the other eye on the screen, one ear on what's happening in your headphones, and the other ear on what direction is being given and what you're doing. So it's really very easy. And so there'll be little beeps. It'll go beep, beep, beep. And where the fourth beep would be, that's where you would come in and do your dialogue. So I'll try to give you your beeps then.
You're gonna beat me in.
I'll beep you in.
Right.
Beep you in.
Yeah, beep.
Beep me in.
It's not normally a guy standing there going beep, beep, beep. It's actually a beep. But
But James likes to do it. We're
gives
constantly
me
having to tell him,
time to
slow
do it.
down.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I'll have fun.
Let's give this a shot.
I hope this assignment wasn't too boring.
It had its moments.
Oh, like the one where you convinced untrained children to overthrow a corrupt government.
That was a highlight.
Oh, it sounds pretty risky. You're lucky you didn't get hurt.
It's nothing you wouldn't have done.
Did anyone else notice that I said unchained?
Untrained children.
It had kind of a,
It says
the old Asian action film kind of thing.
It says untrained, but I said unchained.
Because we like to
Different episode. Well,
we like to train our children on the Clone Wars.
You know,
Okay.
the on-camera actors, they have a harder time with it, but,
we can't read.
James, I think you should get in on the
would
fun.
be okay if you and I, because here's the thing is everybody kind of thinks that, he's hunky Matt Lanter, and he's, yeah, all right. Okay, guys, calm down. But he's actually a very talented voice actor, and I do remember, a very short story. The first time I met Matt was we were all together working together because we had already been voicing some stuff, and you came in, and it was the three of us, and I was actually not voicing Obi-Wan, but Plo Koon, and it was the first time I voiced Plo Koon. And so we were all together, and I went, wow, this guy's a great actor. And so he's very good, but he's also very good at tuning in on sounds and emotions and different characters. So if I gave you what if